Today I created two eye looks with the new Oden's Eye Soulmane 2 Moon Wish palette. For the first look, I just had to play with the purple shades, and this one turned out so sparkly. For the second look, I did more of a soft halo eye with those more yellowy shades in the palette. Let's get started with the first look. My eye is already primed with the Rare Beauty eyeshadow primer. I'm liking the look of this kind of deeper muted purple, so I'm going to take the shade Planet on a Sigma E28, and I want to start by just stamping this shade down in my outer crease. I'm going to build it up a little bit more. And then I'm going to take Dark Matter on the same brush and want to place this around the edges of Planet, see if I can use this to kind of soften it out. But I like how this shade is kind of like a periwinkle tone to it, and it does have a little bit of sparkle in it. It's like one of those matte shades that have a sparkle. Not my favorite kind of formula, but I can still work with it. I'm really liking how the shades in my crease look, but I think I want to deepen up this outer part of my lid and kind of fade it up into that. So now I'm going to pick up Lunar Eclipse, and I picked that up on the tip of my brush, and I just want to stamp that on the outer part of my lid. Keep it pretty focused out here. And then I'll slowly start to bring my brush up towards my crease once there's less product on my brush. I love a good deep matte purple in this shade. I think it's so pretty. Now I'm going to switch to a Sigma E25 with more of that Dark Matter shade. And I just want to add a little bit right up here to this outer edge of the deeper purple just to soften it out. Alright, I'm liking how that is looking. Now I want to add one of the shimmers to the inner part of my lid. I haven't done any swatches yet, so I'm going to swatch out some of these shimmer shades that I'm kind of interested in. Guys, these feel so creamy. Wow. Okay, here's like the shift of these two shades that I'm liking. That's kind of better that way. They kind of look the same like that. This one is Pluto and this one is Mercury. I think I like how Mercury is a little bit more gray tone, so I kind of want to go with that one and a little bit less purple. So I'm just going to take that on my finger. Look at that. All right, and that's gonna go on the inner part of my lid. This honestly feels kind of like a cream shadow. Wow. And it's nice because I'm not getting a lot of fallout with it. You know how some shimmers will just like get all over your face? Like, I think I have no fallout right now. Okay, I ended up kind of putting this all over my lid because that is just stunning. I'm gonna go back to my E28 with nothing else on it and just kind of re-stamp over this darker part just to kind of take some of the shimmer away from this spot right out here. For the lower lash line, I'm gonna take Lunar Eclipse on a Sigma E21, and I'm gonna stamp that along the outer part of my lower lash line. And I'm making sure that purple is connecting to the purple on my outer lid. And it kind of helps me to like squint and just look straight ahead to see where that should be connecting. And then I'm taking that Dark Matter shade and I'm going to use that to kind of soften the edges of Lunar Eclipse. And also bringing that Dark Matter shade to the inner part of my lower lash line. Then I'm just going to take my E25 that I used earlier and just kind of use that to soften out any of these edges. Now on that E21, I'm going to pick up Moon and stamp that right in the inner corner. I actually think I kind of just want to brighten that area, so I'm going to take a matte white from a different palette. This is Maliko from Natasha Golden, and also taking that matte white right under my brow. I went ahead and popped on my mascara and lashes, and for my lashes, I'm wearing the Bright Lashes Half Lash in Flutter. And here's the final close-up of the first look. So for the second look, I think I want to do something with those more yellow tones, something maybe slightly more neutral. I don't know, we'll see. I'm going to start with Star on a Sigma E25. I picked up a lot of that product on the flat side of this brush, and I want to run that throughout my entire crease. I'll probably have to do a few layers of this shade to get it to show up because it is a yellow. It's a pretty pale yellow at that too. Maybe I'll have to do more of like a patting motion to really get this shadow to lay down at first. Yeah, I think that works better. Okay, I'm adding even more of the yellow. It's now like my fourth layer or so. On the same brush, I'm gonna pick up Dust, and I'm gonna use that to deepen up my outer part of my lid. Really like how neutral leaning this brown shade is. It's not too warm, it's not too cool. And then just a tiny bit more of that right on the inner part of my lid. I am really liking how these shades are looking together so far. I'm going to take Meteor on my finger, and that's going to go on the center of my eyelid. Oh yes, this is exactly what I wanted. I'm getting like honeybee vibes right now, but this is so pretty. I love when a look is turning out exactly how I pictured it in my head. This is stunning. So I wanted to focus that gold shimmer on the center of my lid. Then I'm just gonna go back to that brush I was using and kind of feather out the edges of the shimmer so it's a little bit less harsh. But I'm not trying to move it around too much. I still want it to be focused on the center. But I think I want to make this pop a little bit more by adding the lightest shimmer in the palette. And that is Moon. So I'm gonna take a little bit of that on my finger as well. And I'm gonna try to focus that on the very, very center of my lid. So in the center of that gold shimmer. See that? Just like little subtle difference that made. For the lower lash line, I'm going to take Dust on a Sigma E30 and I'm going to run that across my entire lower lash line. And I am doing a few layers of this shade along my lower lash line. While I'm here, I'm also just going to touch that shade up on the inner and outer lid. Just a little bit. And then on that pencil brush, I'm going to pick up more Star. And I'm going to use that to soften out Dust just a little bit. I'm going to take my own highlighter shade for the inner corner just because I don't want something too sparkly. I'm taking the shade Bright from my palette with Sigma, just a little under the brow. I went ahead and popped on my mascara and lashes for this look. Again, I'm just wearing the same half lash Flutter from the Bright Lashes. And I did also add a tiny bit of a black shadow along the upper outer lash line to kind of help hide the lash band. And here's the final close-up of the second look. I really like how both of these looks turned out today. You guys know I've been a neutral lover, but I will always have a soft spot for purple shadow. Like, this is just gorgeous. But then I also really like this more yellowy look with a bit of neutral in there. I think it's really pretty and like perfect for summer. If you want to check out this palette, I'll leave it linked down below as well as my discount code. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching and don't forget to like and subscribe.